Dani, welcome to the waiting room.
Selamat
Hi,
datang,
thanks for having me. Terima kasih. Thanks for having me.
It's our pleasure. It's our pleasure. This is our number 19th, I think, guys. So it's going not too
Yes, sir.
bad.
19, 19.
Yeah,
Yeah,
19.
correct.
Yeah,
Not bad, huh?
we've had more.
Job.
We've had more podcasts than people watching, but it's okay. Like
We've had more podcasts than live music events.
the people watching our podcast is fucking great.
So, teenager. Our podcast is teenager now, nah?
Yeah. So Danny, how have you been? How's things going during this horrendous period for musicians?
I feel like it's going the same way it is for, like you said, most musicians. There's no shows, there's nothing to do. Even if you want to put out a show, it's like you can't really get the kind of feedback that you want because you're either singing to a screen or, just your phone.
there's no kind of organic
Yeah,
energy coming back at you from the stage, like.
yeah,
So what?
No
Yeah.
hecklers, Oh man, miss
No
that.
hecklers.
yeah.
Or me heckling, that was the other way around. Yeah, it's
You,
different.
you heckle, Asma? You're such a nice young Malay boy. You won't be doing things like that.
Asma
I don't
will
know.
heckle in between.
Malaysia, the level of heckling not that high one. You talk a bit, crowd already like terkejut, talking to me.
I'll check
Can
that.
do that,
It's heckling behind the safety of the crowd, is it? Yeah.
yeah, exactly.
That's not proper
Aduh.
heckling.
What's been happening today with you, Dani?
I didn't do much today other than just like doing videos for school because I teach in a refugee school and because there's no school, schools are closed now. So
Yeah.
what we have to do is like just conjure up videos, lessons, and like these videos would be sent to some of the parents there or also to teachers over there, which means like Myanmar teachers there. So hopefully with our
Oh.
videos, they can use that to aid their children or just like help out in any way they can.
So it's Rohingya children you're teaching?
No, they're actually Myanmar kids. They're of the Chin clan, so like they're treated almost the same as the Rohingyans as well.
Okay.
How long have
Interesting,
you
but
been teaching
wow.
at this school?
I've been teaching it for about 4.5 years now.
All right, cool. What subject do you teach?
Wow.
I teach maths and science at a primary level. Let's not get crazy.
Favorite subjects of musicians, math and science.
Oh yeah, you can't
At
tell by my
primary level.
voice.
No.
Yep, at primary level.
At primary
you gotta
level.
be specific about these things.
Of time, of timekeeping comes into the whole maths thing. Then musicians have a remedial fucking understanding of that. Not even remedial when it comes to that. From my experiences, where are you? Half an hour.
From your
away.
experiences, just all across the board or just in Malaysia?
Just in Malaysia. In Ireland, they know if you're not in time for your sound check, you're not sound checking. That's it. You're going to be told by the sound engineer, by us. We'll just say to you, what time is your sound check at? 6. What time is it now? 6:30. Okay, then I'm away from my dinner. Good luck. That's just how it's done. So yeah.
Danny, 4.5 years, that's a while you've been
Yeah.
teaching, man.
How long?
Yeah, it's been a while. I actually started off as like a volunteer first, and back then I only taught English. But then after that, we had more teachers, and like the kids were really improving in their language skills. So we decided in the end to like let's make this like a school. So we added in more subjects. So
Oh, cool.
from just having English alone, now we have maths, science, and also Myanmar because it's like their mother tongue.
Is English the language franca?
Yeah.
Okay, cool.
I had
Do they
several
have-
students do a documentary at I think one of the schools because one of them was Chin students. I don't know, it might be the same school. Yeah, 2 groups of students did. Wow, that's
see.
great, man.
Thanks.
Fellow guru. Yeah.
And would Chin be the ethnically Chinese Myanmars as opposed to Rohingyas being sort of
Yeah,
Rohingyas
yeah.
the Muslims like, but Chin are the ethnically Chinese. So they're
There are actually a lot of Christians in
so
like
that's
the school. Yeah.
that's why they're being oppressed by the Buddhists as well.
Yeah.
It's just Buddhist supremacy essentially in Myanmar at the moment. Yeah, not good.
Yeah.
And how long
Good
have you
talk.
been doing this online video?
Since the whole lockdown started, and then
Okay.
we it was like we were able to go to school for a while again, like when things were a bit better for I think like just 2 weeks or 3 weeks, and then after that it was like closed
Then
down again.
Sabah, Sabah, Sabah.
Yeah,
but,
because of that, you know.
Well,
so I mean,
Mahina,
I mean, like connect.
Mahina admitted yesterday, like, he says it was a Sabbath thing that caused it, like, so it's no longer up for some sort of conspiracy anymore. It was Sabbath. Not blaming the Sabbath
Yeah,
people,
for sure.
blaming the
Yeah.
people who installed the SOPs from going to Sabbath and coming back to cause it, like, so what can you do?
Yeah.
But all of them, how they got, I mean, accessibility, okay? I mean, internet. 'Cause
Some
it's
of
not
them
easy
do,
teaching
some
online.
of them don't. And most of them, like when they access stuff, is just through like their parents' phones and stuff like that. So we know for a fact that most of these families have a phone, and then the kids are able to use it that way.
Okay.
Or at least for now, like most of the Myanmar teachers who are there, they would watch our videos, try to learn something, and if they can, like teach these kids like individually or in threes or something
Yeah.
like that.
And
It's not easy, man. Yeah.
how big are your classes? What size?
So I teach 3 classes, and like in each class there's about I would say 10.
Oh, that's not too bad. Like 10 gives you a chance to get to each student
Yeah, for sure.
on a one-on-one.
So
basis,
primary, like how old is that? Like, are you teaching
So we
the-
teach them based on their levels, like how much they understand. So for example, like in the first class, we have the youngest who is like maybe 6, and the oldest being like 11.
Yeah, I understand
So
that,
and then
yeah.
in the older class, we have like the oldest being maybe 16, and the youngest in that class is probably like 10.
It's just they just want to learn. They just want to learn, like, so, like, it's the best
Yeah,
way. Doesn't
yeah.
matter what age they are. They just want to improve and get better, which is a good
But-
thing.
Yeah, but also opportunity, right? Because they're refugees, so
Yeah.
they lost a lot of schooling time
Yeah.
in those years. So, yeah.
And I think it's really great right now that when I first started teaching them, like they couldn't actually speak English that well, but now it's amazing because like you can have a full-on conversation with them. And what's even better is like these kids, some of them get relocated again. So some of them have moved to like New Zealand and Australia and stuff like that. And their kids are able to like translate for their parents now, which
That's
is like
good.
a huge benefit. Yeah. So
Yeah.
we're really
Nice.
happy that they're speaking so well now. Like, I mean, sometimes when I think about it long enough, like I feel like I could cry, but I'm like, no, man, big girls don't cry today.
Not an International Men's Day. Big girls don't cry on International Men's Day.
Hey, men
Cry
too.
on International
Come on, man.
Men's Day.
And it's okay.
Come on, man. Enough of this macho.
Will we cry?
Enough of this
Will we
macho
cry?
crap, man.
All cry, by the end of the show,
Before the end of this podcast, we'll be all crying.
I'm gonna remember that, and when y'all say bye, I'm just gonna. And if y'all don't follow, like,
You just tell us some sad story, lah. You must have some sad stories. From
oh, I do have sad
You're-
stories, but like,
yeah.
they have a good ending in the end. But
Robert,
like, 'cause,
you could-
like for example,
Okay,
You
so
just show us-
stop
you
right
ju-
before.
Just show us all our
right
bank
before the
accounts.
happy part.
what?
Just show us our bank accounts. Fucking tickle you, be bawling our eyes out.
Look how excited these two are. They want to cry. They're so excited.
Yeah, see, I'm just like, I'm
See,
poking
see,
my eye here, so I
see.
cry with.
The
How-
two guys with the
how
beards,
mu-
they can't wait to cry into their beards. Just soak up all the tears.
Brendan and me are the true freelancers here, musicians. Fabian and Asmil are the fucking chancers. They've got nice solid jobs, and then they play music like.
Hey, any of you need assistance just to make coffee, carry a bag, anything? I'm available.
Oh, I see. Oh
Let's do
man.
So,
So,
What
anyway,
have you
Danny,
guys been up to though? Like, I haven't seen
no,
like Brendan and Fabian in like a long time. Like, Derek, I saw you at Jerry's. I think.
yeah, recently
and,
I did.
Yeah.
I got to do something for you recently, which is good, nice.
Yeah,
So,
and Abang Azmil, I haven't seen you too. So what have you guys been up to?
Macam tu lah. Go ahead
Who
first,
wants to
Brendan.
go first?
Yeah.
Everybody
Brendan,
first.
go first. Go in
No
order.
lah. We start with
go first.
letter first, so Azmail starts. A.
Yeah.
Macam tu lah, biasa lah. I think the
Macam
last we
tu.
bumped was masa busking lah. Kat Pamuka.
Yeah.
So missed that. That one got cancelled, right? Yeah.
Yeah.
Has busking been cancelled again? But you can have busking as long as the SOPs are followed properly.
That's why. But it's strange. Yeah, because I've seen some buskers.
There are buskers.
Yeah.
There's actually I've seen a few posts this week. There's like 1 or 2 venues in KL that are having 2-piece singers again.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Yeah.
So I guess
Cool.
it's maybe the venue they don't want to.
Yeah,
I think.
they're just following. They're following very strict SOPs to be finished by 10 o'clock and stuff like that. But they're having some sort of entertainment, like. So
We gotta sing.
hopefully-
We gotta wear a mask and sing, or or that visor. They just
Straight
fog
pass
up.
out. Wear the mask and sing, you just pass out after a while.
Yeah.
Asma will be pure Roadhouse. They'll just be playing behind a cage, like in Roadhouse.
Yeah, come play my harmonica, man. I'll be like,
Good idea, do this cage thing.
Yeah.
Yeah, it's just a
Aduh.
glass box, and then there's a slot for that will sanitize
tips.
your money and put it
Stops
in.
over the tips, yeah.
Yeah.
Just spray their hand when they put their money in.
We said it.
Or you
just
could be
living
like in
room,
a bubble, like that movie Bubble Boy. So just like be in it and like roll around like a hamster. Like you're good.
That's
That is
a
also
it's a
good.
nightmare for a sound engineer. I'm just gonna the technical aspects of that. It's a bloody nightmare for a sound engineer. It's such a
I
phased
think that
this-
nightmare, so to say.
I think you hire more crew like medics and
Just medics.
Just medics. Don't be
Just
bad.
medics.
Yeah.
Somebody's gonna get
Before
hurt.
the thing can kick off already, medics will be needed.
Some-
For once, we'll be in the news because something happens. Okay, next, Brendan. AB.
I've been jobless. Not jobless, like here and there has been actually music work during the MCO. There has been other work as well. Picked up some writing. Got some writing work.
Oh, that's
Some
cool.
proofreading work. Yeah, just gotta find other work. I nearly started a job at a chicken farm last week. So
Oh my gosh, what happened to that?
I was so close to it. Then I got a job that was paying me in one day what I was doing for 5 days or something. So I was just
Yeah,
like,
forget about the chickens,
All
right?
right. Forget about the chicken.
yeah.
But I was thinking about the chickens for a while. I was like, just mentally prepping myself to working in a chicken farm,
God.
which
Oh,
is
then
the
they-
option is still there. The option is still there. Just
Then
I
next
don't wanna-
album, country album, man. Yeah.
right there. You know it,
that
Asmin.
dirt. You got some
Hey.
dirt.
No, it's gonna be a
Good
dark.
album with you, Asmin.
It's gonna be a dark album because
Yeah.
it's gonna have to kill the chickens. That's gonna be a very, very dark album. So
Instead of having people like do raps or something in between a song, I have Asmil doing his Asmil thing. That's just great.
Yeah.
I took the idea
Collabo.
first.
Boleh. Okay. Chop.
Okay, now Fabian's turn.
Yeah, you've been so quiet, Fabian.
Fabian
So
quiet, never. That's never.
No, in the waiting room, Fabian's always quiet until the last
Always.
1 minute.
Yeah, Fabian waits until Zoom's about to end until he asks us the most in-depth question a human being could ever ask. So, just wait, Danny. 30 seconds ago, he'll ask you what your most important moment in your life ever was.
Oh my
And
god.
then you've got 30 seconds to answer the fucking thing. Like, that's what Fabian does.
Oh,
Sits there, going correct, sits there, and then 30 seconds to go, he asked us the most soul-searching question a human being can come up with.
Profound.
And me and
Do that,
Brent,
Fabian.
and me and
Like,
Brent have to
you
go to
gotta
the,
ask now.
ends up me and Brent have to go to the guest. We're running out of time.
That's why we will go into the next session or whatever. Anyway, I've been stuck in for the past 1 month, working from home.
1 month already, yeah.
Yeah,
Wow.
yeah. And then some of my friends have been asking lah, when are you coming back? And I'm like, I guess probably never. I don't know. No, the thing is because I don't know.
Yeah.
I don't have anything to do. I mean, I still have my job, but nothing's happening in the sports world. So even if I come back to KL, I'm not going to be doing anything. I'll be staying at home alone. Whereas I'm here with my family. So I'm like, okay lah. And you know what? December is coming. I'm probably only going to be working for the first 2 weeks of December, and then I'm going to be off for my year-end break. So I might as well just be here lah. Straight
so you
until
just
New
be
Year.
there until next year, lah.
Yeah lah.
What a
Carry on,
life.
man.
Hey.
What
is
a
this, lah, Fabian?
life. 2 months straight off, full pay. Chill.
Not fair.
And I thought since I can't really do much musically. Haven't been writing much or whatever. I thought, you know what, I might work on trying to become a better guitarist lah. So I bought a bunch of like guitar courses and shit, and I'm being like, you know, just learning up shit lah.
Did you buy one of Az's courses?
Oh yeah, I did.
Good man.
Wow, you did.
Good man.
Awesome. Hey, very garang one, I heard.
I usually buy when it's all on discount.
Of course.
Promos, and then
You are Indian after all, like, so like,
Yes.
you're gonna go for the discount.
That's just straight up a Malaysian thing, lah.
Is it?
Yeah, that's just a Malaysian. I mean, I'm sure Marina would pick and choose like to
Oh,
shop.
she's crap at haggling. Like when the time we went to anywhere we went to in Southeast Asia, Cambodia or Thailand, it was me did all the haggling. Like when they
Was
were all,
what?
it was me did all the haggling, all the
Oh.
haggling. haggling.
Me doing all the haggling.
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
Oh, for a
6
while,
years.
that just took me back to when I first met you.
6 years. 6 years I've been here and still this bullshit. You see what I have to do, Dani? Do you see what I have to fucking deal with racism?
I mean,
Yeah.
So, Dani, back to our guest. Enough of our bullshit. So, usually the first half of the show is that our guest we go back and your journey into the music, where you started off on. So, like, how did you get into singing? How did you get into playing? Was it guitar or singing that you picked up first?
When I was younger, I used to go for like this religious classes, and like they used to sing worship songs there. And then there was so every night, one of the nights, I think it was like the first Saturday of the month or something like that, they would give the children an opportunity to sing these worship songs. So one of the times when I was there and I was just like getting used to the place, and I asked my mom and dad like, hey, what do you think if I like sang for it? And they were like, yeah, go ahead. And then I just started singing, and then many people were telling them like, oh, you know, you should send her for like singing lessons, but like the traditional singing lessons like Sangeetam. And like my parents did put me in it for a while, but I didn't understand anything because the teacher was from India and he only spoke in Tamil, and I don't speak good Tamil, especially when I was like younger. So I just stopped, and then I just didn't do anything musically until my brother bought a guitar. And then when he went to school, I would just sneak in the room, pick it up and be like, guitar. But it was kind of cool because like after that, like I got a small little, I'm like crash coursing this everything in like one little thing. So like I got a little keyboard after that, and then I was just like playing by ear. Long story short, when I was in uni, I had a friend come up to me and she said, hey, there's going to be an open mic and I know you sing a little bit. Would you like to do it? And it would be in like April, and this was like at the beginning of the year. So I was living in this moment where I just wanted to say yes to all the things that I was afraid of, but I knew it wouldn't harm me. Yeah. So singing was one of the things, like in public. So I told her, okay, I'll do it. And I let my future self worry about it. And as the day came closer, I was so nervous. I was so scared. And then we went to this place called After Work, and that's where it was. And this was like my first time getting in and like seeing people do their thing. And I was like, oh my gosh, they're all talented. And the only person I brought with me was my mom. And just before I was going to go up on stage, I told my mom, you know, forget about it. Let's just get out of here. Let's go. And then she was like, yo, I didn't drive you here just so we could watch a few of them sing. And then you go home and like, yo, Punjabi moms, we don't know. So in the end, I had to like go up on stage. And when I did, I just brought my normal guitar, so I couldn't plug it in. And that was my first time meeting Maha Jeffrey, and he was like, hey, you can use my guitar if you want. So I was like, okay.
That's a good Maha Jeffrey.
That's a very good Maha impersonation. Talking into the corner of his mouth, being all suave like a motherfucker.
Yeah, especially like when he sings his songs. So I think he secretly hates it when I sing his songs, but you know, you just got to. But anyway, yeah, so I went up there, I sang, and that was also the first time I decided to just sing how I would want to, because when I was in college, there was a few times I did play, but I was so worried about how people would react to my tone because it's just generally a bit lower. So I would try to sound a bit like chirpy and shit, which wasn't so great. So that's why like during the this open mic thing, I was like, you know, fuck it, I'm just going to do me. And yeah, people liked it. And then after that, my friend tells me like, oh, by the way, it's a competition. And I was like, what? No way. Yeah, so I made it all the way to the finals, but I didn't win. I got second last.
Who beat you? Who won?
Who won?
It was Joshua Thomas's band at that time called the Blitz.
Boo.
Oh.
Cheating lah. Whole band win versus you. Come on. Yeah.
It's okay. I had a great time anyway. Yeah.
cool.
So then it just started from there.
Where was the venue? Where was this held at?
After work is Scott's Garden.
Yes, yes, that's the one.
Correct.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
It is the one of the least dodgy
no.
bars in Scott's Garden.
I've been on it. There's nothing not dodgy about Scott's Garden. I used to go to.
No, if you've been,
I used to go to.
I used to go to
Tesco's. I used to go to Tesco's in Scott's Garden. Even the Tesco's is dodgy. And I'm from Ireland during. I'm from Ireland during the Civil War. Like Jesus Christ, there's not bombs used to go off.
One outside, right, facing the main road.
Yeah. It's,
Yes,
up on the second floor, isn't it?
At least
Don't
you know
put
it's
it
within the public eye, lah. At least it's within the public eye.
It doesn't matter to them. Not in Scott's Garden. Scott's Garden doesn't care about the public at all.
At least you can.
Yeah,
at least you can see you can see the raid coming lah. Oh shit, better run. It's facing the road.
Brandon and I know how bad Scott's Garden is lah.
Oh, Scott's Garden's a mall. What?
Scott's Garden is bad.
Scott's Garden is the mall. What that would be a mall in fucking Mad Max. That's Scott's Garden. That's a post-apocalyptic mall. If you needed to fucking go, that's what Scott's Garden is. You just walk around, there's some zombies walking past you and stuff like that. They're going, you're like, oh, fuck. Where's Tesco's?
They had lots of good bakute close by lah. They had a lot of good.
Yes,
Yeah.
they did.
Old Klang Road, man. Old Klang Road.
Oh, Old Klang Road's got some really good food. Yeah, there's a Thai place near Scott's Garden, which is really really nice. But not Scott's Garden is a dodgy mall.
Dodgy mall.
Dodgy
Straight
mall.
up.
So
Okay,
so,
then Danny, after that,
Then
after that, how did it?
oh yeah.
Got discovered.
No, unfortunately no lah. But it was such a fun experience, and that's when I realized like, yo, this is actually something I really want to do. And so I just started doing like a few open mics here and there, and I think it was about like 6 months that I was doing it already. And then one day, Cheryl, I'm sure you all know her,
Yeah.
she came up to me and she was like, hey, have you ever thought of like performing with a band? And I was, in my head, I was like, only all the time. But on the outside, I was like, yeah, that would be great. And she was like, okay, I'm gonna get a few people together and we could do a show. And I was very scared. But of course, I was on that train of saying yes to the things that freaked me out. So I was
Just
like,
say
okay,
yes
let's
first.
do it.
Yeah.
Yeah, so in the end, my first time performing with a band was at Laundry Bar.
Oh,
and
right.
yeah, and so it was
What-
Dio on
was
the
it-
guitars, Cheryl on the bass, Isaac on the drums, and I sang.
Who on guitar?
was that one of Darren Tay's Thursday night shows in Laundry? I was never at one, but I just know
Yeah,
about them all.
yeah, that's the one.
They went on for years and they were quite
Yeah,
legendary.
it's like
Yeah, that's the one.
Sunset. He had a series he was running there.
Yeah,
Yeah,
it was Thursday. It was
Local bands.
Once a
Yeah.
month or once a week, was it?
It was
I
twice a
don't
week, if I'm
remember.
not mistaken.
Twice a
I
week.
think he was
this
doing.
after
Yeah,
again.
I think he was doing like a Thursday, Friday, or Thursday, Saturday, or something. But Thursdays would have been less of a party band type, more loungy type, and then
Okay.
Saturdays would be like.
So this after Reza stopped moonshine there lah. For me,
Oh,
my
yeah,
time
yeah.
was Thursday nights.
Yeah.
Stumble out, drive all the way, Bangi half a whole way. Laundry. Gosh, man, laundry's gone now, right? It's just like boarded up already, happy man. No history,
really?
huh?
It's gone.
Everybody
Yeah,
else is gone.
After Darren did that,
Yeah, after Darren stopped in, it went down pretty fast.
it just
It went
nothing
down the hill
happened
pretty
there at all.
fast,
I
yeah.
think they just focused more on just being a restaurant or a bar or whatever.
I can't even remember when was the
interesting.
last time I went to the Curve.
Yeah, the curve, tak cool dia curve.
Cool lah, tak cool lah.
Banyak mall lah, apa ni. Shit. But Dani,
Don't
how,
live
how
there, it's
old
not cool.
how old were you when you picked up you curi the guitar from your brother? How old were you then?
I was like 14, 15, around there.
Cool.
Cool.
Did he
So
not
what you-
let you play with his guitar or?
Ah, yeah. That's
I mean, he didn't let us touch any of his shit. So I was like, well, when you leave, I'm
Yeah.
gonna take it.
Because
Yeah,
you're going
why-
to destroy all these things. That's right.
No, that's just like the perception he probably had too. You see, if you were my auntie, so I
This
should
this
steal
this
your
is
stuff.
just a sibling thing. It's a sibling thing. Lah.
Yeah, completely.
That's why I said that.
Did you ever break
I got
a
it.
Did you ever break a string while he was away and then shit yourself going, oh, for fuck's sake, what have I done?
No, but even if I did, I would have been like, I don't know, the heat. I don't know. Just walk away.
You don't let me touch your things. How did I break the string?
Exactly.
Danny,
I guess he doesn't play. Does he still play? Does he still play
Sorry?
guitar, or does he still play guitar?
I'm not sure because right now he's like a bodybuilder and stuff, so he playing with those
doesn't play
dumbbells. Yeah,
Kind of impossible if you got. He'll break the guitar, right?
I think so. Like his muscles are like.
Just one day, he just looked at it.
Such horrible stereotyping going on here. You just turned your brother. You just turned your brother into a dumb fucking jock with one sentence. He went from being this kind of artsy guy who had a guitar and this dumb fucking bodybuilder who could just smash. Caveman smash. Some horrible stereotyping going on here.
Ben, you were asking something.
Yeah, I was asking
Oh,
Danny,
wait.
What? We've got 10 minutes. Not yet, Fabian. It's all right. We'll give
Too early.
when did you buy your first guitar?
I actually was given my first guitar.
See,
so
I
one of
knew
my
that was going to
friends-
happen. Women always are giving guitars. I don't know very
No,
few
but
women who have
here's
bought
the
a guitar.
thing, Like, so like when I was in school, like I was talking to one of my friends and she was also learning how to play the guitar and she was actually going for classes and I was like, oh, I steal my brother's guitar every now and then she was like, oh, I bought a new guitar. If you want, you could borrow my old guitar just to practice. And she gave me this book. It was a chord finder book, and that's when like everything else just opened up for me and like I got to learn how to play more songs and everything just made sense. And then one day she was just like, oh, you know what, just keep the guitar. And I was like, okay, yeah.
Nice.
She wasn't using it much.
She wasn't.
So you knew what you were doing, lah, basically.
I did.
I'm just kidding. Lah. Long time no
I'm
see
not.
you, lah, Danny. Long
I
time.
know.
I
Like,
have
when you were laughing
photos
just
in my
now, I
Google
was like,
Drive. Sorry, continue.
Guys, don't.
Finish that.
Don't-
For the
don't
love of God,
continue
finish
the
that.
conversation.
Finish
I
that
got
sentence,
photos
man.
in my
Finish that
Google
sentence.
Drive
Yeah, the
from
moment-
years
Yes.
ago. From
I
years
think
ago.
I know what you're talking about.
Yeah.
So.
I have photos in my Google Drive. Yeah, I bet you have.
Hey, Fabian must ask this question, lah. Faster, come on. No, he
Yeah.
asked.
Eight
What are you
minutes.
guys?
8 minutes. Okay.
What question?
No, he asked. He asked.
Yeah,
He
that's
asked
what I think.
the guitar.
All right. Okay. Yeah.
Oh,
So, when did you start writing your own songs? Was it pretty quickly, or was it just covers for a long time before you got the never mind write your own songs, but the courage to actually like play it live? You probably had some things floating about for a while after you started, but when did
I
you?
actually started writing when I was in high school. Like I
All
would
right,
just
cool.
write random songs, yeah. But then I would never like play it for anyone until I actually started performing more, and that's when I was like, I was actually very eager to let people listen to my songs instead of just doing covers because I was like, I want to be a singer and I
That's
don't
a
want to
good
play
thing.
other
Yeah,
people's
that's a good
music.
thing.
Like I want to play mine, like me for my music.
I was exactly the same. It was exactly the same. I played I think 2 gigs as a cover band, and that was it. I was done. I don't want to play covers anymore. Just want to write my own music.
Yeah.
So
But then at the same time, like I didn't actually play a lot of the songs that I wrote when I was a teenager. Like I didn't play most of that. I would probably just like in the end when I knew I was taking this more seriously, I kind of like just sat down and told myself, okay, Denisa, you have to like write a song. And then I would know that I'm going to write a song. So how I would start is like I'll come up with a tune first, and then once I'm comfortable with the tune and I'm savvy at playing it, then I'll be like, okay, time to write the words down. And then I'll just like conjure up something that I'm feeling or like I've remembered, and I was like, write it down.
So the melody comes first for you. The music's always first.
Yeah.
All right, cool.
Yeah.
That's good.
What about you, musician?
Oh,
What
was
about
that
you,
the waiting
Brandon?
room's first awkward
That
moment?
was an awkward silence. That was me kind of.
That
was me giving it over the rest of the group to see if anybody would ask the questions.
Usually somebody saves somebody, and
Yeah.
that was the first time we all kept quiet for at least 2 seconds.
That was
They
nice.
were blessed sama, no blessed lah, malaikat lalu tadi.
Malaikat datang naik Vespa.
Some
But yeah,
bullshit
what
going
about you,
on.
Brandon? Like, what is it? how does it happen for you first? Like, do you write it down first, or do you come up with the tune first? Or
I tried when I first learned chords. I tried doing the chords first, humming along maybe. Later on, I just did the writing and with writing and playing at the same time, like line by line, and then I would stop at just one verse, knowing I've got that going, and then I can come back to it later as long as I know a rough tune or whatever. But I've never actually recorded anything where I've written the words first and then done the melody later, or writing the melody first and then the lyrics later. So everything I've put out has been me sitting with my guitar and like like what you said, the first thing that comes to mind, it's not like I sit down and, hey, I want to write about this.
yeah.
Like what I'm feeling, that thought that just passes through your head, okay, I'll pick that. That's what I'm feeling right now, and then I'll just kind of.
That's the most authentic type of writing. Have you got out of your way to sort of? So there's some styles of music that can get away with writing about particular topics, preconceived topics. Rap certainly can get away with, right? Especially political rap. You can get away with writing preconceived topics. You're just angry about a certain subject or something like that. There, so you're writing about you're picking a target and you're going after the target. That sort of music can get it. But singer-songwriters, especially, you always know when they're forcing it, when it's not authentic.
But that's it. But
Because
that's
it
the
just
thing,
sounds fake.
Yeah.
Because when I started writing songs, well, I would say making up songs. I always imagined I had a band, so I didn't know what singer-songwriters were.
Yeah.
When I started in the 90s, there was no such thing. Singer-songwriters, there was no fucking open mics also, or any of these things. So I was writing for imaginary band. Then the bands didn't happen. So then I guess I'll play this alone then. So then I became a singer. Yeah, so then, this is called a singer-songwriter. Oh, cool.
Well, singer-songwriters, singer-songwriters have been about Dylan and all those guys were the original singer-songwriters.
yeah.
So like, so that's you're an obvious influence, and Dylan's an obvious influence on you. So similar sort of music, like so, like.
Yeah. No, but you see, Malaysia, nobody in the 90s ever threw the word singer-songwriter.
No.
You see, Malaysia, there's no singer-songwriters here. Mana ada? 90s.
There's loads now, though.
Yeah, suddenly
great,
after I mean, I started playing early 2000s when we started out. There was zero singer-songwriters.
Asmal, are you trying to say that you're the first singer-songwriter from Malaysia?
No.
That's your claim to fame. That's your claim to fame.
I have no problem believing that though.
No. Because we were like superheroes, which was spread out. We're fighting our own wars. The early 2000s, somehow gigs happened like, hey, you also like that? Yeah. Oh, yeah, you too.
But that's the way.
Avengers.
That's always happened with. That's always happened with these scenes. Like everybody's in their small wee parochial areas doing their own wee small thing, like thinking they're alone. They always think they're alone, and then there's somewhere they can go, and then they realize, oh, there's more of me. It's great. It's fantastic.
Yeah. No, but it wasn't a normal thing. I wouldn't honestly. There was no avenue to gig. No, there was no places you could play solo acoustic. There was no open mic. So we had to make things happen ourselves. We started organizing. So that's why coming from the punk scene, that's where guys started.
Yeah, playing original singer-songwriter would be a hard thing. In Ireland, there's guys who play pubs every night with a guitar, but they're playing cover songs every night. Like so, they're not. You could roughly call them singer-songwriters, but they're not doing their own music like they're doing. But you go into any pub in Ireland, every night of the week, there's going to be a guy in the corner playing a guitar.
Of course.
Some sort. Like,
I mean, that one was normal lah. Pubs will have all this, and they'll be super terror, right? You see pub musicians like, charismatic, wear singlet. It was like, oh, fuck, I'll never be a singer. I can't do that shit. It's like, but that's a cool thing. I think it's an interesting point. The thing about being empowered, right? Finding your voice. I think that's so exciting. That period, I guess, when you discovered. I think that's always fun.
So
always bring back yourself.
We've reached the end of the first half. In the second half, we'll start going on the
we want to know your first song.
The blossom of your career, playing with Robin and people like that. There, so like we'll start going on the big Dani and the big band and stuff like that. So we'll see you in the second half, guys. Thank you.
How long?
And Hari Tandas Day, boys.
Sama Hari Tandas.
Back for the second half of Malaysia with the knowledge that it is National Toilet Day in Malaysia, so everybody raise a toast to that.
It's funny that it's the
Don't
same
forget to flush.
day.
Yes.
Funny, it's the same day as International Men's Day.
Yeah, no, there's nothing funny
Exactly.
about that. There's nothing funny about that. That is
It's
well planned.
definitely planned. Yeah.
And remember, guys, don't stand on the toilet to do a shit. Never do that.
Yeah, but
Never stand in a toilet.
I've seen signs here in Malaysia. Please don't stand. But apparently, the people are like way up.
Oh yeah.
yeah.
Yeah, because you'll
But-
see
but-
footprints. You'll see shoe prints sometimes.
Yeah, literal shoe.
But
prints.
you know, but the funny thing is, in a domestic kind of house, the tandas is the last refuge for the male,
Always.
the man cave.
Always. It's where we can go. It's where we can go and get some peace and quiet, and spend at least a good half an hour and read
Yes.
read the ingredients on a deodorant bottle for about half an hour. So
Yeah.
just reading reading the ingredients, how deodorant's made, and just sit there and just go. I don't want to go back and talk to her again for at least a half an hour.
Yeah, sometimes I'm not even using toilet. I'm just sitting there and pondering life. You know, it's like,
Head in your
are you
hand.
still in there? Yeah. It's a big one.
Yeah. Just-
I don't know, there's something always about like a tandas that will just suddenly like take you into this other realm, and then you just start thinking about life, and then when you come out you feel like a different person. You're like, man, that was great.
Yeah.
Or even if like you just go in there for so long, and then when you come out you're like, oh my gosh, I know so much now. It's probably because I had a good shit. Like that
Yeah.
was my problem. Like
It's a portal, right? Isn't it? Literally.
you're literally purging yourself of all the pollutants in your
The
body.
negativity.
Yeah, your head and your physical body, just purging yourself of it all.
Exactly.
I'll just have a nice cigarette, man.
So
In the tandas. Wow, that's the way, man. Nothing is the tandas.
that's actually dangerous. There's methane gas going on there. You could be like, fucking,
Yeah.
fucking happening. Like, that's a very dangerous. That's a risky business out there. So it is. So I don't think we can have a podcast with Dani without
Yeah, let's move on.
yeah.
Let's move on, please.
without the name Amy Whitehouse coming up. I think there's obviously a link there. She's obviously an influence on you. So where did it start from? When did it start?
You mean like when people start comparing me
No,
to her, or-
did you actually do you see her as a huge influence? We can then go into when people started comparing you to her.
Wait, I'm sorry, what was the question?
Sorry.
He's asking when.
Eh,
Wait,
There
let
are
me
no
speak.
subtitles. There are no subtitles.
translate.
Yeah, this is the subtitles version.
Brendan understands
In
me so well
English.
now, so let him
Yeah,
translate.
I'll just So he's asking, when did Amy Winehouse begin to be an influence for you in your music, if ever, or I don't know, how did it happen?
That's the worst.
I can't
translation
really
ever.
remember when it. No, it was perfect. Like I can't really remember when it exactly was, but it was an award show that I was watching, and then she just came up on the screen, and then she started singing, and the first thing that came to my mind was like, oh my gosh, she sounds like her voice is like deep, and it's like I can relate to that. And then when she started singing, I just like fell in love with her, just her music, the tone, the sound, everything about it, and it just like took off from there. And then I realized that every time I had like a bad day, or even if it was a good day, when I listened to her music, it's like almost as if I could relate to it in that moment. So I always felt like, whoa, this is like so cool. Even after she passed and stuff like that, the fact that I still get to do this, but every now and then it's like there's some influence of her in it. It's a bit spooky, but at the same time, I'm just gonna roll with it. Like I feel really like lucky that this happened, and it happened to be through her music. So I'm just blessed, y'all.
Was your vocal stylings like hers prior, or did you get influenced by her? Did your voice get influenced by her as you moved along and got more confident in your own voice?
I feel it's like people who did not initially hear me sing Amy Winehouse songs first, like they used to hear me sing like Adele stuff or like Beyonce stuff, and they would say I sounded like Adele.
Okay.
But then when I started singing, I sang Amy stuff, and people were like, you sound like Amy.
All
So
right.
it's like, make up your mind, you know? But like there was a point when I started doing too many Amy songs just because I was comfortable singing them. I knew them and I could feel them when I sing it. So that's why I sang it. But then after that, I just didn't really like that people were comparing me to her or saying things like, "Oh, the Malaysian version of Amy Winehouse." I was like, "Nah, that's not
lazy.
right."
It's lazy pigeonholing, but it's what people are comfortable doing. You're always going to get compared to someone
True.
if the voice is pretty close, then you're really going to get compared, especially if especially as you says you're covering her songs a lot because you're comfortable covering songs. So then they were just saying, "Oh, we've got our own version of Amy Winehouse here in Malaysia." So yay, and then that gets uncomfortable for you because then you feel like you have to live up to one of your idols, and it's hard to live up to someone you admire so much.
Yeah. So like that's how it started.
Do you ever like challenge those people who like, oh yeah, I sound like that, but then you throw in maybe a cover of older soul singer that you dig?
I do, and then after that they would tell me like, oh, you kind of sound like them now, and because like the women, like especially songs that I cover are mostly from women who have a heavier tone, like I do. So like if I sang Etta James, then they're gonna be like, oh, you sound like her, and I'm like, do I though?
You have a very limited. You don't listen to enough songs. You should, right? Telling them that you should. I recommend. That's true.
But then with the whole Amy thing, it became even more pronounced because you had a direct conduit line to the source, with Robin inviting you to play along with him. Robin being Amy Wise's guitarist, and him inviting you to come play No Black Tie after. How did that come about? Did someone tell him, or did he see you, or? Do you know
so I went for one of his shows that he was doing with Dasha. And like, so like in the end, like I got introduced to him that way. And then long story short, one day Dasha was like, hey, there's this girl. She sounds like Amy, or she does Amy songs. Like, let's get her on the show. And so they did that. I'm like really grateful that Dasha decided to like have me involved. And that was also like one of the first times that I was singing with, I guess like a really popular singer, Dasha. So I was like super scared, but at the same time, really glad that I got to do that.
Oh, well, when Dasha gives a compliment or something like that, she means it. Like she doesn't throw them out willy nilly. Like, especially when it comes to her shows that she's going to be performing in. It means that she had confidence in your ability to do the songs very well. Like, and Robin would have known pretty quickly if you were up to the task or not. Like he played with Amy, so he's going to know. Yeah, this girl can do it, or no, she can't do it. Like because
it was really cool when there was this one point we were doing sound check, and I sang "Love Is a Losing Game," I think, and when he was just playing the guitar and then I was singing it, I think I just got like really lost in the song, and then when we stopped, I remember he just looked at me and he was like, "Oh my gosh." It was almost as if she was here. And I don't know why when he said that I felt like crying. I don't know why. I just felt like crying.
You're going to go there. When that guy, I don't know, like Ray Manzarek going to Eddie Vedder, like you sound exactly like Jim Morrison. Sound exactly like Jim Morrison. Going like, oh God. Like, so, which I think Manzarek and all did say Eddie Vedder, like, have you ever seen a Vedder, at a award show? Vedder played along with the Doors.
Nailed it.
Oh, it was so like. And after that, the band said the only singer they would ever have singing with them if they were going to replace Morrison.
Hey, another guy who does good Jim Morrison is the late Scott Whelan. He pulled off something.
Yeah, but Scott, and no offense to Scott, but we used to call Stone Temple Pilots back in Ireland Stone Temple Pearl Jam. Because
because they sound exactly.
So if Scott's doing a good Jim, it's because he's trying to sound like Eddie, who sounds like Jim Morrison. So it's like
he's channeling Eddie doing Jim. He's a good imitator.
So I'm sure Scott Strapp from Creed can do a good Jim Morrison as well, but that's four steps down. Like that's like fourth division fucking Jim Morrison. Like,
that's true. Oh, but that's crazy story, like Dani. I mean, like you play with the guitar again.
Yeah,
like, that's amazing. I mean, you went through that, man.
And you played. You've done a few gigs. He's invited you back, like for several gigs. Anytime he's come back,
I did do it like again after that, which was even better because I feel like that's when he already knew like what I could do and what I couldn't do.
Yeah.
But for me, it was, I mean, for sure, like performing with him is definitely like it gives you goosebumps and stuff like that. But to me, it was just the stories that I got to hear from him, and
All
like I
right.
got to
Yeah.
ask him questions
Absolutely.
about
Yeah.
Amy,
Yeah.
and when he shares these things with me, it's like, oh my god! And like one of the questions I had to ask, I mean, like it's such a nerdy thing to ask, but I had to ask. I was like, do you think if Amy knew me, she would have liked me? Like, do you think? And then he was like, yeah, I think she would have liked you. But in my head, I was like, you have to say that because like we haven't performed yet. But I'm gonna take it for what you just said. Like she would have liked me. Okay, that's all I need to know. She would have
Well,
liked me.
for me, for me, playing with a musician of that caliber who's played with the best of the best, if you can hold your own with someone like that, then for me, it's great for Malaysian musicians. Or it's great for just being a musician when you can play with someone. You think because as a musician, aspiring musician, you always go, it's a whole different level. Playing at that level, the best of the best. And then when you play with the best of the best, or you're amongst them, and you can hold your own, then it should give you the confidence. You go like,
Yeah, for sure,
I'm good
for
enough.
sure.
I'm good
Because
enough. Yeah, I can do it. Like I just need like then it's just about getting the break, that little bit of luck, the right song, or
yeah,
the right person, stuff like that. There, because you can
yeah.
obviously hold your own playing with someone at that level and that talent.
Like, cause I remember the first time when I performed with them, like I was so nervous, I was so scared, and but at the same time, I learned so much, and I realized that playing with them, like really, really good musicians who know their shit in and out, and like you're standing there, like I'm standing there, I barely know anything, and I was so scared. But then the second time around performing with them, it's like I've gathered more experience, performed at more places, and like I've performed with them, so that was great. And I remember there was this one point. That Robin was saying like uh he would really respect Amy because of how assertive she was, and he says like he kind of like treats Dasha that way too because he feels like she knows what she wants and she's assertive and stuff. And then I was just thinking, why is he not treating me like that? Is it because I'm just a Buddha or something? But that kind of like made me feel like, you know what, I don't even take myself seriously, and that's messed up because if other people are looking at me and they're like, oh, you're great, but in my heart I'm like, oh, I'm not that great
Like
actually. How am I ever going to be
people can
great?
tell if you're sitting here worshiping and nervous and stuff like that. They'll know.
Yeah,
But the best
yeah.
thing about playing or doing sound for great musicians is they make everything easy. The day is such fun and so relaxed. Like because they already know their craft. They already know the songs. So like as long as you know your job and you do your job well, then it's just a fun day. There's no
Yeah.
I guarantee the sound check for you. You went in super nervous, but I guarantee they were just laughing and joking the whole time. They weren't sitting all.
Yeah, they were.
And,
But I
and
only knew that like the second time around,
yeah,
and then we were
playing, yeah, because you're the tense one. You're like, oh god, but they're all going, and that's for you. It's the most serious show in the world. For them,
yes.
super chill, like. But that's working with really good musicians because they know their craft. They just know it. When you play with someone who's terrible and don't know it, they're the ones who are getting angry and stressed out and upset very, 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 very quickly. Like,
Yeah.
and it's always fun. It's always good watching good musicians work because it's relaxed. It's not stressed out. There are, of course, exceptions. The only people generally stressed out in the show with good musicians is the sound engineers because it's just our job. Fucking angry and grumpy the whole fucking time and all. Like, but yeah, it's a pleasure usually working with really good musicians because they make the job easy for everybody, which it should be.
Yeah,
But
for sure.
what would you do? What do you do when you're nervous, Dani? Maybe you can share our tips on what's your ritual when you're nervous.
Ritual, yeah.
I would probably smoke.
Okay.
Yeah,
Cigarette-
and then maybe
cigarette-
have
Incessantly,
one.
like one after another, or just like one.
No,
cigarette
it's
butt?
usually just the initial point of like when I know I'm gonna go up on stage and stuff like that. Then it's more of like, oh my gosh, I'm gonna go up. I feel like I'm gonna pass out and stuff like that. But then I would probably like smoke and then drink maybe just a bit. But that's predominantly just to like calm my nerves down, not so much because I want to be in like a high state while I'm performing. Like I like being present while I'm performing, but that is just to like calm my nerves a bit because even though I've been doing this for a while, I feel like I always always get nervous before I sing. So like once I start singing already, then it's just like, okay, when am I gonna go back up on stage again for the second set or the third set? Like, I'm ready to go. Let's go.
Okay. Yeah.
But it's probably a
Once
good
the
thing to be
engine
nervous.
start running, no problem.
Being nervous keeps you on
Sorry?
edge. It keeps you sharp, so it does. If you're too relaxed, you may take things not as seriously. So
Yeah.
like I know I get nervous for every show that I do, but it keeps me on edge where you need to be. Like
It's good to feel nervous. It's just, we call it nervous. There might be another name they haven't invented yet.
Yeah.
But you know, that's true.
Pre-show jitters or whatever.
Yeah. You gotta have that. That's fun, man. It's like, going on your first date. So like, nervous, man. It's like, come on,
It just makes it feel worth it after that, you know.
Sometimes the first date is worse jitters, man. Worse jitters than going up on stage.
That's true.
Oh man.
Danny, tell us about the nightshades.
Oh yeah.
Yes.
so did the nightshades come pre or post the first gigs with Robin?
When I started off, like the Nightshades was a whole different lineup.
Because I remember seeing you for the first time, and then I don't want to go into insult or like I said, but like I remember going watching a few bands who were all 4-piece bands, and then the next time I seen all these bands, every single one of them were about 10-piece band, and I was like going, what the hell is going on with all these bands? Some of them lent to that sort of music, then some of them didn't lean to your sort of music at all. But your band did. Like the Nightshades sort of needs horns. It sort of needs a big band. It's like you're going for the old school big band sound, like which good, like so.
Yeah. So like initially there was only 4 of us, if I'm not mistaken. There was Jerry on the drums, Cheryl on the bass, Kim Lim on the guitars, and I was just singing. And then eventually we got a keyboardist, and so it was just 5 of us. And then I was like, yo, we need like a horn section because that's what I want. So it took me like a month to just find these boys. And when I did, it's like we called them to come and jam with us. But then like 5 of them came in and they were like playing, and I was like, oh my gosh. I knew at least that I needed 3. And I knew from the 5 there was one person I really wanted. But at the same time, I told them to decide. I said, you guys decide who wants to join the band, and then you join. Because to me, I just felt like I was starting out. I don't know shit. And I would like to start off with people who are like on the same level as I am, and then we could just grow together. So this would seem more of like, it'll be more fulfilling for all of us together. So in the end, 3 of them came back, and it's safe to say that one person that I really wanted was a part of it. I'm not going to say who though.
Excellent.
He probably knows.
Probably.
So do you have a musical director of the band, or is it you that controls?
Usually it's the keyboardist and whoever has like an opinion, anyone can say, but predominantly it would be the keyboardist, because for now it's Chow, and I really trust her judgment. I think she's really great, very talented as well. So whenever she has an idea or whatever, she's like, I have an idea. I'm like, you tell us the idea, don't be shy now, don't like keep it in, like you gotta tell us. And in the end, she totally came out of her shell, and it's been great, you know, like just working with her. Not just her, like the whole band, they're such great musicians, and I like that I've learned so much from them, and like we've just grown together, and it feels like a family in a way, even though we've switched musicians every now and then. But it still feels great, even though we're like getting sessionists, or when they come in, like we want to make sure that they feel like they're a part of it, which is why I've once said that if you have played you've played in the Nightshades or whatever, you have been a Nightshade. Like you're a Nightshade for life. If you've played in the Nightshades, use a Nightshade. So yeah.
Cheryl's retired. Cheryl's retired now, isn't she? Or does she still play?
Yeah, I mean, I know she still would want to do something, because she was recently saying like, hey, let's Jerry, you and I like do something again. And I mean, I'm down for it because I love her sense of music. And like I even remember like back then when it was Jerry, her, me, and Kim, it was always great to hear the ideas that Cheryl had, because she was just really good. So I don't know if she's still doing music or not, but I hope she hasn't stopped.
Oh, Cheryl's pretty good. I think she's more.
Who's the current lineup,
Stage,
Dani?
Sorry?
Who's in the current lineup? Like, do y'all have like a fixed lineup for the night shades? Or
For now, yes. For now, yes. But I'm pretty sure it will change next year or in the coming months. I'm pretty sure. But for now, there's Jerry on the drums, who is actually the oldest Nightshade. He's like OG Nightshade. So that's a great shout out to Jerry. And then we have Ashton on the bass and Nick on the guitar. She's new and she's also very talented. Just dropped a new song as well. And then Chow on the keys. And then we have, of course, the Horn Boys. We have Paco, Faris, and Epit, and also Curly, whose name is Juan, but I call him Curly because he has curly hair. Yeah, and I sing.
Cool.
So what have you guys been up to as of late? I mean, I know when you all release Circles, and I think Circles one of the longest running song on like the Met 10.
Yeah, it was for like
Yeah.
what? It was okay. You know what? I'm gonna be real. Like it was running for a long time, and then after that, you started hearing like people talking about hits. They were like, "Hey, hits is not being fair to this and that." And then I know that I think it was Sussy the Don who like in the end like put out this statement, and then I was like, "No, I think they're cool. I think they're fine." But then no, listen. Like this needs to be said. Like I always checked the votes in the Met 10, okay? Because like I wanted to know that we were doing this organically and we were doing this right. And I realized after a while I wasn't on the list.
How you can check the votes, huh?
Like how many people have liked it. So if you get more likes,
They did on Instagram.
Yeah, so that's how it is
correct,
because you're not supposed to go on the site anymore to vote there. It was more of like a how many likes you get. So like I was following how many likes I get and I would compare it with everyone there to know if I would still be in there the following week. But then the following week I wasn't in it and I was like, what's going on? So I actually messaged them and I was like, hey, I noticed that we're not on. If this is because you want to give an opportunity for other musicians, that's totally cool. But maybe it'd be nicer if you like let us know first. But then in the end, they were like, oh, okay, let me check. And the next thing I knew it, like I was back on the list again. But then the following week, I'm not on the list again. So I was like, I'm not going to ask anymore because like I feel like we were up there for like a very long time. Thank you so much like to the ones who voted for us and stuff. Like we were there for a long time. But at the same time, I just feel in my hearts of hearts that we could have lasted until the end of the year. But you know, life.
We just wanted to be Brian Adams of the Malaysian music scene.
What?
Brian Adams, everything I do for you was on the charts for
Forever.
eternity. Oh, it was so long.
Hey, it's a good song, lah.
Is it a good song?
That's my jam. That's my jam.
It was every week on Top of the Pops. So Brian Adams.
Next cover I do is that song and it's dedicated to you, like Derek.
Oh my gosh.
Thank you, Brendan.
Dani, are you recording anything?
Yeah, we actually one of our songs is gonna be coming out in December actually. So I'm really excited for that.
Nice. Are you going to tell us anything about this? So you have heard it first on The Waiting Room. Thursday at 10 p.m. Subscribe, like, follow. So plug ourselves in our own show.
Give us money.
Yeah, give us money.
Yeah. So okay, it's like it's coming out in mid-December around Christmas time. It's not a Christmas song. And yeah, I don't know, like it's like suddenly I feel the same way I felt about Circles again. Like I'm really nervous. And I feel like when it comes to this song, I'm actually like, because for Circles, I kind of like wanted to make sure that we were using a lot of like things from our country. So that's why like even the outfits that I wore in the music video for Circles was all pre-love or upcycle material. And we even shot the whole music video in Lifeline Clothing Malaysia, which is like this factory in Klang for recycling clothes and stuff like that. So that was really great.
Yeah.
And
awesome video. I love it. I love that video.
Thank you so much. Thanks. And like for this video, not this video, the next song that's coming out, I wanted to incorporate more of like doing things locally. So Jerry had actually mixed and mastered this one, and I must say that I think he did an amazing job. Like every now and then we will be like going back and forth, talking about the song, like what to refine, what not to, what to leave it as it is. And I feel like he just smashed it. And it's just, I can't wait for people to listen to it. And I can't wait to tell them like, yo, this is all done locally by like our drummer. Like, yo, it's crazy. I'm so excited. Like, I'm really proud of like his progress. It's just great.
Cool. We look forward to hearing that. What's the name of the song?
Yeah.
Or
If
we're
You
allowed?
Stay. I've actually played it already, but this time, because this was recorded, so I got to like rearrange a few things, and I'm like so excited for you guys to hear it.
You really are excited. You nearly went into a mad scientist laugh there. Now.
Tell us more. Tell us more.
Well,
Is a video coming out with it as well?
It's alive.
There's not going to be a video, but there's going to be other things in the works. So that's why for this one, I specifically didn't want there to be a video. But it has a bossa feel to it. So I'm really excited because it starts off bossa, but then there's like a build up and then someone totally smashes it after that. But you will hear it when it's out.
So bossa the
Do
death.
we know?
It's just going straight into the death metal. Just bossa.
Are you
the death metal.
going to tell us who smashes it?
Okay, I will tell you who smashes it.
Yes, sir. All right.
Yes. His name is Cairo. He's a trumpeter and he's just great. Yeah.
Nice. Cool.
Cool.
Yeah.
Nice.
So that's like a little something for you to like look forward to.
Yeah, we'll look
because
forward to
you
that.
need to.
Nice. Congratulations. That's good.
Thank you. Thank you.
Fantastic.
Thanks.
Nice.
Do you now write by yourself or with the band? Or...
I always write by myself, and then I would probably send Jerry or Chow like a recording of it, or if we're there in a space together, then I'll just play it or whatever. And then after that, I would just wait for the rest of them to throw in their input and stuff like that, which is great because I really like it when they put their input in, because then after that, it doesn't feel like it's just my song that I made. It feels like it's our song.
Yeah, it's a
And
band.
that's what I like. Yeah.
Yeah, of course.
You got good chemistry between three of you going on there. I guess that's
Yeah. I feel like I have good chemistry with all of them in the band, which is why it's so great. Like I remember there are times too, like when we're all just hanging out, it feels like we need to calm down and be like, okay, you guys, it's time to practice. Let's practice, because the amount of fuckery that goes on is just like endless. But I love it. So yeah, it's just great. It's just great.
Well, that's what happens when you get musicians in a room. It's just they just fuck about for fucking ages doing nothing.
Fabian, you're gonna ask a question.
What's coming to the end of the segment?
Simply.
I don't know.
Just
No,
enjoying
you
myself.
were going
here.
to just now, yeah.
We've got
He was
6
just
minutes.
listening
Wait,
and like
yeah,
taking notes and
I know.
like waiting.
We've got 6 minutes. Like I don't know if he's got a question.
Nah, it's not gonna be a tough question, lah. I was just going to ask, like, so you this new song that's coming out. I guess it was all done during this whole pandemic period and all that. So
No, it's actually a song that I've already been playing. Like
No,
I
I mean
played it for shows.
the recording process and everything else.
Oh
yeah.
yeah, for sure. Yeah.
So what were the challenges like?
I feel like there weren't too many. It's just that usually, like when we did record before, at least I would get to see all of them. Like maybe I would do my vocals first, but then after that I would get to come and see the horn boys do their thing or the other musicians do their thing. Whereas for this one, it was a bit different. Like I didn't go and see anyone other than Cairo, because like he's never played with our band before and stuff like that. So I just wanted to make sure that he knew what to do and he felt comfortable and he knew that I was rooting for him, because I was. So that was like really great. It's just that we had to do everything individually. That was the difference.
Yeah. Well, at least you took the responsibility to go along with a member or with a guy who's not in the band, just to ensure that you give him the confidence. Just okay, yeah, go. That's a good thing.
Yeah.
Rather than stepping aside and him, and I take it was Jerry recording, then it just left up to Jerry.
Hey, is this Cairo who studied in Indonesia?
Maybe.
Was a guy, because I was in Jogja. I met this trumpeter, and it might be him. He was apparently just random guy we met.
He plays in the orchestra juga and all that stuff.
So this was
He's
like
on.
last year. When was it? Yeah, last year when I was in Jogja and yeah, I think maybe he was there for a while and he was jamming. It's a cool venue. By the way, it just like looks like a normal warung. but
Oh,
they sell
okay.
coffee, and there's a jazz band playing there. There's old timers, and there was this guy playing trumpet. Then he came down and said, "Oh,
What's
you from
Carol's surname?
Malaysia? Do
I
you know his
forget
full?"
that.
Okay, but I think it must be him lah, because he plays. Yeah,
It must
he was
be,
telling me.
yeah.
Yeah, it's definitely. I think it's him. And he just, I took it. I was like, "Hey, you're from Malaysia?" I said, "Yeah, okay." And yeah, I think he just soaked it up. I think, and then he was just telling us about the scene there and the guys he was jamming with. It's kind of cool, man.
Right. Yeah,
Cool.
yeah, yeah. He's great. He's really
So,
great.
so is he gonna be? He's definitely inducted into. He's a nightshade already, lah.
He's a
Nightshade for
nightshade.
life.
The moment you
Nightshade
play for
life.
the nightshade, he's a nightshade for life. It's great. Like I was
Alright,
actually
man.
planning on like having like a party or something, call it the Nightshade Party, where I only invite people who have been a part of the Nightshades. But then COVID was like, no. So I was like, okay.
Koba said, "Fuck you."
Yeah.
Yeah.
Koba said, "You're going to end up needing nightshade by the time we fucking have this party." So, Danny, we'll come to the end of the podcast. Usually we give the guest the last minute or so just tell the audience what's going on in your life, your links, your. So, Danny, over to you. It's all yours.
Firstly, I just want to say thank you so much for having me on the show, you guys. It's been great. Like this new normal is like so weird, but it's totally normal. So yeah, thank you so much, and thanks Fabian for all your like questions. They were like riveting, and also like Derek, thanks for having me. Asmil for like reaching out to me and stuff like that. My phone's dying, but okay. I can't wait for you guys to like listen to the song when it comes out in December, and please follow me and stuff. But if you just want to keep it simple, you could find all my details on my website at www.danikomari.com. That's DANIKOMERI.com. So yeah, I hope you guys are doing safe and continue to stay safe.
That's waiting room number 19 in the books, Dani Kamari. Thank you very, very much.
Thank you very much.
Thank you very much.
We are
Thank
out
you.
there.